Good morning guys, and welcome back to another daily market outlook. Now a little bit of a chaotic morning because our flight got cancelled and we had to get a flight earlier because we need to fly to Cyprus today as well. But without further ado, let's just dive in and see what is going on with EURUSD. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter market update, but still a very good one. So euro dollar overall has been pushing up higher as expected and in line with the overall market trend. We can see push up, pull back, push up, pull back, push up, pull back, obviously back down in towards this area of demand, and all this time the daily fractal low as well has been respected. We were traced into these two wicks over here, which are acting as an area of daily demand and are currently pushing the market up higher, in line with the overall daily and in line with the over 4-hour trend as well. So what's now happened is, especially on the lower time frame, is that we've now started to grab the liquidity which is resting above this descending trend line here, and I'm still looking for further upside continuation from EURUSD. Yesterday again there was news that a 104% tariff was going to be imposed by the United States on China, causing further uncertainty globally and pushing the euro across the board up higher. Therefore, from a fundamental perspective, I would only be interested in further EURUSD longs as the uncertainty surrounding the dollar still remains. For now, keep an eye on the overall 1-hour order flow. Again, you can see that the 1-hour order flow this morning has played out beautifully, with this now being respected. But obviously, if we do make a deeper retracement, which is also perfectly fine, I'll also be looking for further longs only. So that's what I have for euro dollar. Going into the dollar index, we can see that the dollar index has been pushing down lower. Overall, the daily supply zone has now played out. So this is now here our daily area of supply, and I'm still looking for that further downside. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see a 4-hour order flow shift happening as well. Here we had a break, here we had a break, and now what's happened is that we've seen a 4-hour fractal break in towards the downside. Now this here is your refined area of supply. If we were trace into that supply zone, I'll also be looking for a further shorting opportunity, but we could obviously also already start selling off. This fractal break here, so the break of this blue line, for me is already enough confirmation to keep on looking for shorts, and therefore continuation plays on euro USD. Going into AUDUSD, we can see further weakness as expected across the board on these risk on pairs. Obviously the most beautiful plays, as I mentioned in yesterday's video as well, were AUD JPY shorts, AUD CHF shorts, and NZD JPY shorts. So you can see all of these risk on pairs, NZD and AUD, have been extremely weak, and we've seen continued strength from the Japanese yen and the Swiss franc, obviously surrounding this tariff news of the 104% tariff, and China again stating that it's ready to go to war with the United States. So still looking for that further strength from those risk off pairs, Japanese yen, Swiss franc, and then obviously further weakness still from the New Zealand dollar and from the Australian dollar as well. Looking at AUDUSD, there's not a lot of fundamentals to it. We can, however, see that we've grabbed the liquidity underneath these two equal lows, which is now causing a temporary retracement in towards the highs. But I will be looking for some more downside continuation, as for me the Australian dollar is still weak and there is no sign of a potential reversal yet until there is, let's say, any progress of a trade deal between China and the United States. Now, going further into GBPUSD, we can see that GU has also started to push up higher, obviously from that daily area of demand which we highlighted yesterday. As you guys know, there are two areas where we're looking for longs, either from this demand zone or this demand zone. This lower demand zone obviously being the one with the higher probability, and the equal lows as well. Now looking at the 1 hour, so we can see here on the 1 hour time frame that the overall push in towards the upside has now occurred. What we can see is that indeed, after yesterday mentioning that we had a fractal low break, here we had the fractal high break, this sell before the buy up is then your demand zone. We can now see that overall order flow continuation in towards the highs. Again, another break here with again the overall demand zone holding, and now again this demand zone holding as well. So those GU longs are playing out beautifully so far. This is a good trade to hold. Overall, the real, let's say, upside momentum play will only come once we start breaking the 4-hour fractal high, in my opinion, and then the overall higher probability plays will come. So if you are in those 1 hour positions, I would say manage your risk accordingly, as it is still very aggressive, and we are inside 4-hour supply at the moment, with these two imbalanced candles over here acting as your supply zone and have the potential to push the market down lower, especially also if you keep in mind that the dollar index after that 4-hour fractal break still has the potential to come back up in towards that supply zone. So that's GBPUSD. Moving onwards into NZDUSD, we can see that NU is very similar to AU. Again, further weakness from those risk-on pairs. NZD has had further weakness and still looking obviously for a further downside momentum play on both NZD and AUD in towards today, as there's no real shift on those, or on the sentiment overall. Again, providing like technical analysis to these pairs, not very effective, as you just need to follow the overall risk on and risk off bias, meaning we are currently risk off with the uncertainty. So for now, again, after this 4-hour fractal break, I'm only interested in further downside. And obviously from a weekly perspective, I'll still be keeping an eye open to take out all of these lows underneath this dotted line that we have over here. Moving into gold, last of all, we're going to keep it nice and short today. We can see that gold overall has had a further push up again. I was looking for some more shorts actually in towards the downside still, and if we just zoom in here and look at this 4-hour chart, you can see that we're still positioned within 4-hour supply. Yesterday we did get a 1-hour fractal break, but it happened kind of towards the end of the New York session at around 6 p.m. Central Eastern Time. That is not really a momentum where you want to be inside of the market. Then again here during the Asian session, so 3 a.m., we came back up in towards this 1-hour supply zone. I was looking for a further short opportunity, but obviously during the Asian session, that's not where we want to enter. So now if you do want to enter shorts, wait for the 1-hour fractal low break again during either the London or the New York session, because that is when momentum is high and when those real moves in towards the downside could play out. Otherwise, during the Asian session or during kind of like those low liquidity hours, that is when liquidity will get swiped. So yeah, that is overall the market update for today, guys. Thank you so much for understanding that this is a bit of a shorter one. We'll see you tomorrow in Cyprus with another daily market outlook, out obviously at 9 a.m. Central Eastern Time. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below or inside Discord, and we'll speak very, very soon. Thanks.